communicating in English at workplace. Tell me, how many of you are so comfortable and so confident, to talk to people in English at workplace, and also do not feel any hesitation towards talking in English. So I feel majority of us have this problem. I am including myself. Once upon a time I was so shy person. I was very hesitant to talk in English, and there were situations where I was escaping or running away from the situations to just to avoid to talk in English. So that was me once upon a time. So now I have outgrown all those situations, and now I am a little bit confident, and I can actually talk much better comparatively. So mostly this video would be something like I would be telling you my stories about how I have did the transition through all the phases, and how I have overcome all these fears. Like basically I was having a lot of stage fear, and I was not sometimes I used to be very nervous when I was talking, attending a phone call, if I have to talk in English or something of that sort. I was really a very nervous person, and how I was in my college days, and how worst my English was when I was in college, and how I became better, and how I was very nervous in my first interview. I used to have sweat in my hands all the time whenever I go for an interview, and I used to have a script that I by heart, and I used to go for interview, and then if I forget I used to get stuck. So I definitely believe this is not something kind of learning video, but more of a you knowing about me, and also kind of little bit of motivation and inspiration that you can take as a getaway from this video. So to know everything, you have to watch it till the end, and also I would expect you to comment your journeys as well. So I would love to listen and know about your journeys. Do let me know in the comments, and without any ado, let's get into the stories. Okay, so let me begin it from the college days. College days are the most memorable and the happiest times of everyone's life, right? So yeah, during my college, I was actually the CR of my class. So you all know CR is someone who will represent your class, whether it to be HOD or it to be a principal or to the cultural board or for everything, right? And also I had to make a lot of announcement to the class and all. So I think if any one of my college people are seeing this video, they can definitely relate to this, and they'll be remembering all those incidents. So yeah, I was doing all the announcements in my regional language only, and I was somehow passed those days. But I was active person, like I was very much interested and enthusiastic to go and do all these things, but I was having a lot of stage fear, and I was very nervous to talk in English. So that was me during those days. So then after college, I was actually attending a lot of interviews. So that was a time where I have attended Infosys interview. So during every interview I was having a lot of tension, like how I gonna pass this round, how I gonna do this and all. I have prepared a lot, and with good preparation I have cracked and entered into Infosys. So this is the point where the game has started. After getting selected in Infosys, they have actually sent me to the Mysore for training. So this is a common process for everyone, every fresher who goes through interview for the Infosys. So we have to clear the training. So their English also plays some important role. So at that time, what happened? I was actually from a girls education and all happened with the girls right from my 10th. So I was actually having a lot of problem interacting with other gender, which is an additional thing to the. So one day what happened, there was this incident. Okay, so basically some sessions happens in English. My trainer, she was conducting some sessions wherein we have to pick up a topic, and we have to talk in a group discussion. So now while this was happening, she observed me for 2 days. I was not so participating. I was just talking only one or two liners in between, and then I was like, okay, I'm not there in the room at all. I was giving that kind of scene. She asked me to talk about in the group. Then me on that day, because everyone was staring at me as if I'm gonna talk something, but then I couldn't utter a single word. And then it was such a humiliating moment for me on that day. And after the session has done, after the class is over, she just called me personally and then she just spoke to me, because she has observed me that I was quite good at other aspects but I was lacking in English. So she asked me, she just gave me some tips which are very helpful and just changed my communication skills to another level. So what was the tip that she has said me? I'm gonna reveal it to you today. So first and the foremost thing that she said me was, actually I was settling in my comfort zone. I was surrounded by the people who talks my regional language, so I was actually very comfortable with them, because I was in a new place and I wanted to explore with those people, so I was talking to them in my regional language. But then she told me to just change my group and then sit with people who talk in English, not your regional language. So that's the first and the foremost thing. And second thing, try to talk about, just pick up a topic, normal topic, any topic. So during those days it would be something like talking about internet or social media or pollution. These were some pick up topics that on during those times. So just talk in front of a mirror and observe yourself how you actually talk with some hand gestures. It just should represent like how you talk, not like you're reading something. So because of that, you can see yourself, you can feel confident, and you can also understand what has to be changed. So that was one more thing that she said me. So I used to practice that whenever my roommate was not there. I used to just stand in front of a mirror and just pick some topic or something that happened in my day, or just talking about how I felt because of an incident, everything, with just an expression and all. So that will definitely help you to talk like just how you talk in your regional language. In the same way, it will just appear and it will help you to build the confidence. And then another tip that she has given me is talk, record and listen. So she asked me to record whatever I'm talking, so that you can listen and you can understand like what's good. Is it good to hear? Is it good to listen? How the intonations, like how the modulation of your tone is. That's very important, because if your tone is flat, no one would be interested to listen. There has to be some up, there has to be some down. So people will, let's say if you're talking in your regional language, how you talk, if there's an expression, it won't be flat, right? It will have some ups and downs. So that way you can actually maintain some interest in your conversation. So that's what she has actually given me. Only 3 tips which I actually followed, that really helped me throughout my career. Like that was a beginning, I can say. Being a person of that kind, like who is very hesitating to talk, escaping from the situations and having a lot of stage fear and getting so nervous in the interviews, do you think it's possible to get 7 in IELTS academics? There are actually 2 categories, which is academics and general. General is easy compared to academics, so that I got 7 in IELTS academics, and that too without a training. So what I have done to do that, because basically IELTS is something entrance exam, English entrance exam, I can say. You have to get qualified to go to US for any higher educations. So how I have actually done that, I'm going to explain you here. When I thought that I have to give IELTS exam, the only thing that was there in my mind was I have to get a 6, minimum 6. That was my target. 7 was never my target, because I know that I'm not going for a training, because I don't have that much time to go for a training and to because I was working already. I was doing my full-time job. It's not, so I know I don't have time for solving those big books and all those things. But my plan was very clear. I have some schedule in place. I have made the schedule on my own, and what I have done is I usually go for a morning walk or jog. So during that time, I just keep the headphones on, and then I will listen to something in English. So American accent I listen to, and sometimes I'll keep in to explain. Because of that, what happened, that really helped me in the listening skills. So sometimes, let's say if I couldn't understand something, I just rewind and listen. So first time when I listen, I will skip some part of it, maybe I couldn't understand, and second time when I listen I could understand everything. So that's how I have actually improved. And the other thing that's with respect to listening and the reading is, I used to, whenever I get a lunch break, whenever I was reading the newspaper, I used to keep some timer. Okay, so let's say there's one whole page of Hindu newspaper, so I used to keep the timer and I used to see how long I have taken, and that would be my target for the next day to break. I used to break that. So that's how I used to improve myself. And whenever I see some new words, I used to underline them, understand the meaning of them, and then I try to talk. Whenever I talk, I try to include them in my conversations. And also I used to talk specifically in English in order to improve. So this covers listening and reading, right? So I told you that I was speaking to everyone, including the words that I have learned newly. So that covers my speaking also. What I actually did for writing, so every day I used to have a target, like at least I have to finish 2 to 3 mock tests per day. Actually we get that in British Council side only, so I used to do that. Here is my certificate. Let me close the can. Okay, so this is my certificate. You can see here it is academic IELTS, and this got expired because it has 2 years is the validity for this. So here you can see, I'm just closing some details. So here you can see the score for listening 8, reading 6.5, writing 6, speaking 7, so overall 7. So these were the categories. So that's how I actually prepared for and actually wrote the IELTS examination. So that was pretty good for me, but I couldn't go because of some corona. Corona stopped me. So yeah, that was one pretty good experience to get the certified. And this was my journey right from my college to now. And now I should say YouTube also helped me a lot to become better at communication. So that's what a small story. And also I forgot to tell you, I wish you happy Diwali to everyone. I think everyone is celebrating the Diwali, and also be safe while playing with crackers. So, and the most important thing is, if you can relate to any of the stories like my story, do let me know in the comments, and I will love to listen from you, and I will definitely reply your comments, and I'll see you in the next video with an interesting topic. Till then, bye.